Let's talk about Intel's announcement at the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES. We already covered AMD, so now it's time to cover Intel. Now, Intel, during that day, the stock went down 3.3% or so. Now, at the time of making this video, stock is flat-ish to up 1%, despite the overall market, and especially semiconductors, being a bit red. That's because of the job reports, which we're going to touch on in a bit. Now, you know, Intel, of course, horrible stock performance in the last year. I mean, in the last couple of years, actually, the stock has outperformed by quite a lot, has a market cap of $85.7 billion and a forward PE of 28.5 times. With regards to the job reports, job openings rose more than economists expected in November, but other signs of cooling in the labor market emerged as fewer Americans left their jobs and hiring continued to slow. The hiring slowdown is portrayed here as the green line, and the job openings jumped month over month. Of course, these numbers will probably be revised a month from now, but you can see the jump right here to 8.1 million in November. And then if we look at the right side here, hiring rate and quits rate, excluding the pandemic, the rates of hires and quits are at their lowest respective levels since 2013 and 2015. I mean, okay, in my opinion, headlines, but nothing really changes that much. I think the Fed will still do what they told us in the last meeting. And so before continuing, if you enjoy this type of videos, hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, do all of that. We really appreciate that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. Let's start with Lunar Lake. So they said, this is MJ, the current co-interim CEO and CEO of Intel Products, they said that they shipped over 1.5 million Lunar Lake CPUs in 2024. They expect over 4%, these are based on the expectations from IDC, so okay. They expect over 4% total PC, total addressable market growth in 2025. Of course, there's a big refresh cycle that's going to happen. More people might be and probably will be inclined to, well, upgrade their equipment because the products became better and better. I know we're talking about AI this, AI PC, Copilot that, blah, 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 but at the end of the day, people don't really care about the words. I know it's great for Wall Street and shareholders, but at the end of the day, if you want to see that number increase, if you really want to see people refresh and buy new products, just give them better performance per dollars. MJ really talked a lot about being customer-centric, listening to what the customer wants, because this is something, again, that's very, very important. It's a no-brainer aspect to talk about, right? Being customer-centric. You want to make the best product possible for your customers, right? It's great that they talk about AI this, AI that, performance, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you need to make the best products for your customers. You need to listen to what the customers are telling you and adapt accordingly. I think old Intel did not do that. I think old Intel was basically, oh, we are Intel, we know what we do. So here, this is what we made. Good luck and go sell that. I think now, I think it's quite a while already, that they noticed that they need to change. And I think we're going to see a big change with Panther Lake that will launch in the second half of 2025, built on 18A. I find it quite funny that everyone has to have that picture, right, with the chip in hand. That's the iconic picture for Lisa Su, for Jensen, for Pat, now here for NJ as well. I think Panther Lake 18A is going to be a huge, huge deal for Intel, which, by the way, at CES, there were a couple of laptops that I've seen in a video that already have 18A in them. Of course, you can't really do that much with them, but they exist. They then introduced the Intel Core Ultra 200H series, next level performance for thin and light. This is the mobile processors which improved performance and efficiency cores and integrated neural processing unit, or NPU, for AI acceleration and available Intel Arc graphics. They didn't just announce the 200H series, but I'm not going to talk about every single product announcement because I know it's not that interesting, especially not on an investing channel. But they did also announce a new Intel Core Ultra 200V series, Ultra 200U series, and Ultra 200S series as well. The S series is a desktop processor that will expand with 12 new 65 watts and 35 watts offerings for mainstream desktop users. As for the Ultra 200V series, that's another mobile processor with Intel V Pro that will empower businesses with AI-driven productivity and enhance IT management. This is a very big deal. We've talked a little bit about that with AMD and their partnership with Dell. Going commercial enterprise, and I mean, Intel is not new in commercial enterprise, but that's a very, very important segment to be in. Now, they continue here by talking about the HX series, in this case the Ultra 9 285 HX compared to AMD HX 375. Huge outperformance based on their own benchmark data. We will have to wait until we get some third-party data to see the real performance and the real outperformance or underperformance, depending on what the results will be. It's not just for Intel, it's for AMD, it's for NVIDIA, it's for all of those. Of course, they will provide you here on these presentations with the best results possible in the best environment possible. But then we wait for YouTubers and others to try it out on their own with different chips, games, settings, etc., etc. That data is way more valuable than this. Switching back to the investing side of things, it's very, very important to note that the client computing segment for Intel, the product side for Intel, is still doing quite well. It's still very big compared to AMD, for example. Last quarter, it generated $7.3 billion. Yes, it's down from Q2 and Q1, 7.4 and 7.5. Q4 usually the strongest quarter, so I would definitely expect a jump in Q4. It's also a segment that is quite profitable, right? Operating margins 37.1%, so that is up from Q2 and Q1. So don't forget that there is a very profitable and good side of Intel's business. The side that is a bit worrying, yes, is this DCAI, now smaller than AMD. And of course, there is also the money burning side of things, which is Foundry, which is what is making Intel unprofitable. In 2025, the losses there should become a bit less worrying than in 2024. But don't forget that Intel still has a side that is very, very profitable for them. And then as for the outlook, I would be very surprised if they do not beat their own guidance. They expect revenue to come between $13.3 and $14.3 billion, would be down $1.6 billion year over year. Gross margins 39.5%, down 9.3 percentage points year over year, and EPS of just 12 cents, down 42 cents year over year. I would be very surprised if they do not beat their own guidance. Looking at the stock right now, well, we can see that it's back under the 20-day moving average. It's floating just above the $20 mark. So yeah, not too much movements, to be honest. It's been around those prices, well, since August 2024. Yes, we did go higher, but we're back to those same prices that we've seen here at the start of August 2024. Now, remains to be seen. The big move will definitely happen after the next earnings report and earnings call. So all in all, that's about it. Intel is very focused on its products. Thank God that that's the case, right? Very focused on making sure that they listen to the customers because, again, thank God that that's the focus right now. And there is also 18A Panther Lake that's definitely going to move the needle, but that we'll have to wait for that in the second half of 2025. So that's about it. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comment section below, like, subscribe, do all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.